It's not becoming a millionaire that's important. It's the person that you must become in order to become a millionaire. You have to become a completely different person. You have to develop character beyond 99% of the people in the world. You have to develop honesty and discipline and quality relationships and the willingness and the ability to work and set priorities and all kinds of stuff.
Walk, talk, act, look like the person you want to be. Walk, talk, act, look like the person you want to be. Act as if you are already the person that you want to be and having the success that you want to have.
For you to be that kind of attractive person, that if you knocked on the door of opportunity and it opened and you stood there, would you be the kind of person that opportunity would say, come right in and sit down and let's talk about the future? What kind of person?
You want to act like the person you want to become. Now, do you know why most people don't do that? Most people don't act that way because they're overly concerned with what they think. Nobody knows who they are. But you see, we were all raised with those rules. What would they think? What would the neighbors think? I found out they don't.
Act like the person you want to become. That's not fake it till you make it, by the way. This is intentional. When you intentionally act like the person you want to become, your brain sees you taking those actions, so your brain starts to change the way it relates to you. But when it comes to manifesting based on science, I want you to think as manifesting as a bridge. Manifesting is a bridge that's made of bricks between you and the thing that you dream about. And what you do when you manifest is you don't manifest where the bridge is going. You manifest the bricks. Visualization is the bricks. And so what I want you to do when you visualize is you're capable of breaking any pattern. You're capable of getting control of your health. You're capable of launching a business. You're capable of making millions of dollars. You're capable of absolutely anything that you put your mind to. Because I do believe that people who put in the work get rewarded.
You know, act as if you're a wealthy man, rich already, you'll become rich. Act as if you have the answers will come to you. Act as if you have confidence, people will have confidence in you. This idea that you act, you put yourself out there. The biggest mistake I see people make in business and in life, in insurance, in the financial services sector, the stocks, is that you think that you have to somehow reach this milestone of becoming an expert without actually sounding like an expert before you do. The only way to become an expert is to put yourself out there as an expert, to sound sharp, to sound on the ball, to portray yourself that way. Idea is that you can't wait until some magic moment in life till you've perfected something, because you can't perfect something without doing it. The way you become an expert is by actually doing something, making some mistakes, doing it again and again. So what I always say to people, it's not about so much faking it till you make it, it's about acting as if and then closing that gap really quickly with intensive training, so you're actually learning as you're doing.
Everybody has a turn back moment. You have a moment where you can go forward or you can give up. But the thing you have to keep in mind before you give up is that if you give up, the guarantee is it will never happen. That's the guarantee of quitting, that it will never happen, no way under the sun. The only way the possibility remains that it can happen is if you never give up, no matter what.
I want to encourage all of you to decide that you're going to become the person that you've always imagined in your mind, and that each day you will move closer and closer to becoming that person.
Now I want you to answer this question. What kind of person must I become to achieve all I want? What you become helps you to achieve, and what you achieve helps you to become. And the more you become, the more you can achieve, and the more you achieve, the more you can become. Who knows which affects the other the most? This is time for a little truth here. Maybe you need to become much wiser than you are at the moment. You need to become stronger. You need to have better health. Maybe you need a little coaching to really become the person I want to become. I'm going to have some coaching, physical coaching, spiritual coaching, developing skills coaching. To be the influence you want to be, you got to build an incredible reputation. What kind of person must I be to attract all that I want in my life and the people that I want and the opportunities that I want? You knock on the door and opportunity opens. You must stand there as a very attractive person, or you may not be invited in.
You gotta live like a millionaire, a multi-millionaire, on your way to becoming a millionaire. Let me say it one more time. You gotta live like a multi-millionaire on your way to becoming a millionaire.
The next time you buy an airplane ticket, ask for an upgrade. Pay a little extra money to fly first class. What it does is it conditions your mind. Once you get in first class and you see how wide the seats are, everybody get a washcloth, they got a menu, you get to decide what you want, all the drinks is free. Once you sit in first class one time, the next time you get on a plane, it's very difficult to walk past them seats. And then your mind starts thinking of ways to get back to first class. That's what you start attracting to your life. And you start behaving and producing stuff to get you back into first class.
You're worth it. But do you really understand what that means? Repeat after me. I'm worth it, okay? Forget the naysayers and silence the critics, even if the harshest words are the ones you say to yourself. Do not doubt yourself, and this time speak it louder, really loud. I'm worth it. And the next time you hesitate before going after something you want, the next time you blush and brush off a compliment, the next time you doubt your place in the world, in the workplace, in your home, or in your own skin, say these words to yourself: I'm worth it. I'm worth it. Because you are. And always will be. Got that?
I learned early to act, talk, think, and look like the person I wanted to be. So go out today, maybe buy a new suit, a good one that is going to make you feel proud and glowing with attitude. Go put on a really good suit from a great store. See what that feels like. Start talking like a winner. Start acting like one. And guess what? Soon you will become one.
Let's make a list of the diseases of attitude that can wreck all your chances to do well. One of the words that destroys everything is called neglect. And I found this out. A week of neglect could cost you a year of repair. It isn't worth it. So what to be on the lookout for? And here's the list. Attitude diseases. Number 1 is indifference. This is called the mild approach to life. The guy says, well, I can't see getting all that worked up. Well, to be any kind of winner, you gotta get worked up. There's one problem with drift. You cannot drift to the top of the mountain. Pick a direction and go with everything you got. Just pick one and go. Somebody says, yeah, but what if it's the wrong direction? You'll find out quicker. It won't take you 25 years to wake up and say, oh no, I've been walking the wrong road.
The fastest way to become the type of person that you would like to be is to start pretending you're that person. Start dressing like that person, start talking like them, start reading the things that they would be reading. And the second thing is to start surrounding yourself with people that are both virtuous, but also doing the type of things that you want to do. Because it's hard to be good. It's even harder to be great. And so the first thing is you start pretending that you're a great person. And the more that you pretend, the more that other people are going to start taking you seriously. And the more you'll start to take yourself seriously. And the second thing is that people rise to the level of the people that they spend their time with.
I've got a question for you that has the potential to change your life. Ask yourself this. If you would be the person you dream of becoming, you would turn into your ideal future self. What would you be doing right now? What would an average day in your life look like? Give yourself a second to think about this and then ask yourself the next question. What is holding you back from actually doing these things right now? Why do you think that these things have to be in the future instead of in the present? And don't give me these nonsense excuses like, oh, but my ideal future self would have his own business and I don't have my own business quite yet. So yeah, there's why. If your ideal future self has his own business, then trying to start your own business is something you could be doing right now, isn't it? What are some actual things that your ideal future self would do that you could be doing right now? Do you think it's possible for you to spend 1 hour today doing things that the person you dream of becoming would be doing? Why don't you allow yourself to actually be the person you want to be for just 1 hour today?
What's one lesson which you wish you would have learned sooner in life?
That the most important thing is the development of
yes to whatever you think, say, or do. So if you say, I am sick and tired of my life going like this, God says, yes, that's true. I want more money, God says, indeed you do, yes, that's true. And you will have the experience of wanting money because you're declaring, in fact, what's true for you. I want more money. Yes, you do. Yes, that's true.
When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to get it.
What I experienced in my life is that when I really wanted something, I was positive and negative. Because the universe does not think. Subconscious mind that sometimes is attracting tragedy.
Right.
Attracting bad things, because you want to be a victim. Because to be a victim is to justify a lot of frustrations and failures in your life. The universe is helping you. You want to be successful. The universe is helping you.
Ask with faith. That's the childish part of the equation. Believe you can get what you want like a child, not an adult. Adults are too skeptical. So the formula really reads, make plans like an adult and believe in them like a child. And the most incredible things will happen. Just try it. The world admires the doers.
As far as I can tell, it's just about letting the universe know what you want and working toward it while letting go of how it comes to pass. Your job is not to figure out how it's going to happen for you, but to open the door in your head. And when the door opens in real life, just walk through it. And when I say life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you, I really don't know if that's true. I'm just making a conscious choice to perceive challenges as something beneficial so that I can deal with them in the most productive way. Oh, and why not take a chance on faith as well? Not religion, but faith. Not hope, but faith. I don't believe in hope. Hope is a beggar. Hope walks through the fire and faith leaps over it.
If you cannot write down right now on a piece of paper, this is what I want, then you can't have it because your mind will get for you what you want, but you have to feed it a vision of what you're looking for. The function of the mind is to make coherence between your belief and your reality. If I believe it's not going to work, then the function of the mind will manifest a situation where it doesn't work. If I totally believe this is how it's going to work, then my mind will set me up in a situation where it works that way. And all of a sudden, that's when you start to realize, wait a minute, it's not chance anymore. This isn't chance, this is creativity, and we are creators.
Stay small enough, long enough, you'll be big enough soon enough. See you at the top because the bottom is too crowded, but we never look down on anybody unless we're willing to help them up. Believing that you can is way more profitable than believing that you can't.
Successful people are always too busy doing what the other guys are still talking about. Successful people are always willing to do what the other guys are not willing to do.
Your friends are shit. They tell me you made 25 grand last month, they're not gonna believe you. F them. Parents don't like the life you lead? You, mom and dad. See how it feels when you're making their excess payments.
Set a goal to become a millionaire. Here's why. For what it will make of you to achieve it. Set a goal that'll make you stretch that far. For what it will make of you to achieve it.
Today, it's easier to make money than ever before. You are on your way to having your first $1 million in the bank and all of your bills paid.
Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period.
Start working for yourself. Sky's the limit.
What is the one thing that people who made $1 million that they did that I guarantee you are not doing? It is called work. They worked 12 to 14 to 16 hours a day, 7 days a week on making money. They had an obsession with making money. That's all they thought about. They had singular focus. They had singleness of purpose. And I guarantee you don't do that because you want to live a balanced life. Well, I'm sorry, but people who succeed in life don't live a balanced life. It is a fantasy. It is a myth. If you say, I want to live a balanced life and make millions, welcome to Fantasy Island.
Is there any better feeling than being locked in?
No.
Like when you are locked in and you are, you're taking, and you're in a rhythm, and every day you're knocking it down, you never miss a step. Like you go to bed feeling great, you wake up feeling inspired, you go in the gym with energy, right? Like that's the best way to live it.
But I promise you, bro, you have so much potential. If you literally just took it and put it in one place, you could literally change your life.
Truly believe that if you put your 100% effort into something, then you can't lose. God knows if you deserve the results, and if you truly try, you truly commit yourself 100% to something, I don't see how you can fail it. That I don't think you can. That I refuse. I completely refuse. You can't fail it.
You said you were going to do it this year, but you didn't. So what's going to be different about this year? What kind of person are you going to actually become in order to achieve what the you want to achieve?
If you actually want something, you can have it. Now the question then would be, well, what do you mean by actually want? And the answer is that you reorient your life in every possible way to make the probability that that will occur as certain as possible. And maybe all you have to do to get it is ask. But the asking isn't a whim or today's wish. It's like you have to be deadly serious about it. You have to think, okay, like I'm taking stock of myself. What is it that I would aim at?
The universe is always responding to you according to your energy and vibration, and your thoughts and beliefs are creating your energy and vibration, and everything is communicating with everything else. With repetition, any thought, any image that is repeated over and over and over again, it will take an imprint onto the subconscious. And that's where it gets really exciting, because the subconscious will then begin working for you. It's all based upon science. We think that life just randomly happens to us, and good breaks and bad breaks, and some people get the opportunities and some people don't. But that's not the way it works.
Here's a reminder for you today. The universe will always say yes. Whatever it is that you're seeking, it will always say yes. And here's the paradox. If you are wanting money, if you are wanting love, if you're wanting to no longer struggle, if you're wanting that break, the universe will say yes. And you'll continue experiencing more of that lack, because the universe always gives you what you are in this present moment. And it is one of the biggest paradox to wrap your head around, that you are a manifester right now. Manifestation isn't magic. My goal with my work is to wake you up to the realization that you're in a state of manifestation now, whether you know that consciously or not. So if you're in a state of wanting, the universe will say yes, and you'll continue manifesting more of that. However, when you move beyond wanting into a state of being that's aligned with the future, when you move to this state of having, and you rehearse already having money, already having that relationship, already having that success, already having that healing in your life, the universe will always say yes. You attract into your life what you are, not what you want. Trust me.
The fourth habit of billionaires, you have to make the call. You have to send the DM. You have to show up. You got to send the letter. You don't get what you don't ask for. You don't get what you're not willing to ask for.
The number one thing that's keeping you poor is your mouth, what you say. You see, what you say is what you get. Your tongue is a creative force. Words have power, more power than you could ever imagine. Every word that comes out of your mouth has 100 to 1,000 times more power than a thought. If you believe that what you say will happen, you will get whatever you say.
There is all the money that everybody needs and wants waiting there for them.
The way you feel about money is highly uncorrelated to how much you've got in the bank.
You have to change the way you think.
Listen to me. Rich people think differently. So what I'm gonna put in your head today is a rich people concept so you can get to understand it. The only difference between successful people and not is just how they think. Rich people think different. Quit letting people tell you got to get qualified in another program. You don't need another program to be successful. You need to change the way you think.
How would an abundant person think? Write it down, dude, and fire and wire those thoughts in your brain and install the hardware. Keep doing it with attention and intention. It becomes the new voice in your head. It becomes a software program. Then say, okay, how am I going to be in my life today? What would an abundant person, how would they be?
person says, no, this is the one thing I'm going to do, and they set their mind to it, they set their eyes on it, and they set their hand to do it, all of a sudden energy begins to fill their life. Why? Because what you focus on, what you concentrate on, what you desire to accomplish, once your eyes are fixed on that, it begins to energize you, and you begin to see
else, you clap for everybody else, you support everybody else, you baking cakes and making cookies for everybody else. But when are you going to look in the mirror and believe in the darn person you see? It's about time for you to believe in you.
Wherever focus goes, energy flows. When you focus on something continuously, something magical happens. You get insights, don't you? You overhear a conversation and you hear something you wouldn't have heard if you didn't have that